being said, now she's a multi-billionaire. So a lot of times, guys, in life, we just got to make small adjustments in order for us to get us to where we got to go. So without further ado, I would like to take a minute to invite this dynamic entrepreneur, leader, radio show host, and altogether dynamic woman, Joi, to our video chat. Welcome, Joi. How you doing?
Hey, how are you? That was a great introduction for someone I've never met before. I'm like, man, I might have to put something else in your PayPal.
Hey, well, I appreciate it. And also, shout out to Joi. So today, I went on my Insta story just saying how we can use some donations because we was taking the six young men out for a day of fun, a day of excitement, food, and she literally just sent some money. And I didn't personally target her, but she just seen the need and she fulfilled it. So I do want to say thank you, Joi. It's always an honor when literally people be like, hey, no new friends. I'm like, listen, I need new friends because without new friends, I wouldn't be creating these relationships and building with dynamic people such as yourself. So Joi, really, let's jump right into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself. I'm sure you've been an entrepreneur for years. This story is actually new to me as well. So I got my pen and pad. I'm ready.
All right. Well, I was born and raised in Hampton, Virginia. My dad and both my parents were actually teachers. My dad had a little side hustle. He had a print shop, and he also did like some photography and some videography. Graduated from Hampton, moved down to Atlanta, had always done retail sales, but always knew that it was something more that I wanted to do. Hadn't necessarily put my finger on it, but I had also always been the go-to person to take all the photos. So, you know, I don't want to necessarily say that every time you see an Asian person, they have a camera, but I'm just saying, you know, and I know when you look at me, you're like, what is she? So I'm half Filipino, Indian, and Black, and I've always had a camera in my hand. I've always been that person that took photos. And so when I moved to Atlanta, that was also what I ended up doing. So my first love is photography. I have owned my own photography business for over 10 years. And I have photographers all over the country. I'm proud to be able to say that I have a team of over 30 photographers. Oh, okay. You're not talking to me. A team of over 30 photographers. My focus is corporate event photography. And that brought me to, you know, fast forward while I was actually doing photography, I met my co-host who is Michael McFadden, and we have a morning radio show Monday through Friday in Atlanta from 7 to 9. And while we were, you know, starting that dynamic, that was like right when Periscope came out. And I sat there and I just fell in love with the platform. But I sat there and I thought, okay, radio, most of the time you just hear us, but why not watch us as well too? But I knew I didn't want to do this, you know, try to hold the phone for, you know, 5 minutes, let alone 2 whole hours. And so being a photographer, I just started putting together some different items to honestly, you know, just to figure out a way that we could Periscope the show. Never once would I had ever thought that what I was putting together would turn into something that somebody else might be actually excited about, interested in. 300 plus sales later, I'm just sitting here still excited about the fact that I've actually ever sold one. You know, and so that's just pretty much all of it in a nutshell. Full-time photographer still to this day. The radio show, again, is Monday through Friday. Our main focus is entrepreneurs. So we have entrepreneurs come on, talk about what they've got going on, how they started, where they're at. I open the platform up to anybody who ever comes to Atlanta because we are live Monday through Friday. Feel free to definitely reach out to us. Our email is michaelandjoi@gmail.com. And we would love for you to share your story on our platform. And then, you know, my new baby, which is Joystick, which I'm really, really excited about. I saw the need for us to want to be able to show what we were doing. And then I honestly was sitting here thinking like, how else can we monetize this? So if I'm wearing a dope shirt or some glasses, now I can actually reach out to some different clothing lines, eyeglass line, makeup line, hair color, hairstylists, and say, hey, I've got a platform where, you know, hundreds of people watch us every morning. would you like to donate some of your services? And honestly, that's basically how Joystick started. And we're still just like right on the cutting edge because the website just went live on January 1st.
I'm sorry, I'm doing it again. I had my phone on mute.
No problem, no problem.
I was talking into my iPad that's being held up by my joystick to my right. But it's funny you say January 1st, Circle of Greatness Academy. We live by the date January 1st because we know and believe January 1st is the time that you're most excited about your goals and dreams. That's the time like when you're ready to go run through a wall to make your goals and dreams happen. So, you know, we live by that date every day, even though August is January for us, because every day we on fire chasing our dreams. So one thing I always say, you know, I tell my team, they bring me all these ideas, like just ideas. And I tell them all the time, like, yo, them ideas are useless if they're not used. So I understand a lot of people have ideas, like ideas, $1 million ideas, $1 billion ideas. But oftentimes those ideas never become anything because they're never used. What was the thing that really made you execute on making this goal happen? And what are some of the steps that someone will want to take in order to get their product to the market? It's kind of a loaded question, but you know.
Okay, so we'll get to the second part. The thing that made me think that I had something was when someone actually said, "Where can I buy it from?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" And as soon as I heard her say that day, I pulled the trigger. I'm not necessarily the type of person that waits on anything. I really act, you know, at that moment. And so when I heard them say that, I went and bought the domain name immediately. Now, mind you, my name is Joi, so Joi. Stick, when you think of joystick, you typically think of, you know, the gadget that you use when you're playing, you know, a video game. So when I immediately put that in with Joi, the website was $40,000. I was like, not gonna happen. So I took the C out. So it's Joistik, and it was like $19.99, bought 5 years. And honestly, from that point on, just hearing her say that made me start moving in the direction of, okay, what do I need to do now? I need to work on my trademark. I need to get my website. I need to actually put something on the website. I need to get all my social media handles, even if I'm not necessarily using them. I went to Hampton for marketing. So I kind of had like some ideas of what I would need to do to be able to market, not just my businesses. And from that point, again, I went and got all my social media handles, went and got all my, an email account, business license, bank account, PayPal. I'm actually in the final stages of my trademarking as we speak. And I just finished a phone call earlier today with my patent attorney, who is about to put in for my actual patent. I have my provisional patent, so I can actually say right now, patent pending, and I can sue if I need to. But it just, I was always taught multiple streams of income. And so when I heard someone else say that, even if I just sold that one, being able to actually come up with something and then use it for my benefit and then for someone else to be benefited by it, it was just, if you build it, they will come. Field of Dreams. I just thought that, and I just went ahead with it, and I just made it happen.
So it's safe to say you probably live by our time, add no time to your decisions. You just go execute.
Yeah, I mean, like no day is ever promised. At the point where I had my son, I knew that it was a legacy thing. My dad and my mom did a whole lot in my life to get me to the point where I'm at now, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially. And I knew I had real big pants to fill if I was going to, try to follow in their footsteps to be able to provide for my child what my parents provided for me. And so, it was honestly, I mean, I can go all the way back to my freshman year in college. I've been building an Amway business since I was 19. And I was like, well, if I gotta, wash my clothes, I might as well get paid to use the soap, and I mean, and the principles that I learned from network marketing really just has propelled all of the businesses that I have. I would have never thought from the photography aspect to bring on all the photographers that I brought on had I not learned the word ubiquitous. Ubiquitous, one place, one person in multiple places. Well, how can you make that happen? You're one person. So how can I be in 30 different places at the same time? Okay, well, one, you can write a book, you can invent something, or you can help put other people on. And, and I'm excited because, again, with the event photography, I'm in a really, really great position where I have events that go on all over the country and I need photographers in those places. I've had this contract with Fresh Empire, which we teach teenagers to live tobacco free for over 2 years. The government just signed on for another 5 years. So, I mean, the sky's really the limit. And I'm just excited about it.
That's good. So guys, write that question down. How can I be ubiquitous? I probably said it all wrong, but you know what I'm saying. How can I be everywhere at one time, right? So that's a question. Joy, I ask myself, I tell my team, it's a lot of questions we should ask ourselves. What can we get paid? What can we create once and get paid forever? What's going to pay us while we're sleeping? You just said what product or service we can put out here that everyone can use, that you're not just giving all of your energy to do it. So I think those questions question the statement you just said can definitely be a question or a statement that can help people get to that next level. So happy that you said that. If you could share with us, what are some of your what are some rules that you live by? Like if I was to ask you, me, execution over excuses, add no time to decisions, commit first, figure out the rest later. If you was to share some things that you live by on the daily, what would they be? Whether that's a statement, whether somebody gave you this piece of advice that changed your mindset. Do you got anything that you live by? Like, this is it. Like, when I hear an idea, you go execute. Like, what are some things that you possibly live by?
Well, God first on everything. I definitely live by the word, but at the same time, I live by the word. So point blank, exclamation point. But in addition to that, I think that what just drives me is we were put on this earth to help as many people as we possibly can. And so again, when I had Brenton, it stopped being about me, and then it started being about what I can do for him. Well, when you find out what your purpose is, then it stops being about you, and it starts being about everybody else and how you can help other people find their purpose. Some people end up getting mentors later on in life. I mean, I was blessed to be able to have mentorship, not only in my home, but at an early age, and being able to be mentored by people who were where I wanted to be. We've got a lot of really, really great friends in common. I used to be Marjorie Harvey's personal assistant for years. And I was like, God, I know you're putting me in this position because you're showing me how you want me to live. This is the only reason why I am rubbing shoulders, holding Birkin bags, driving, the type of cars that I drove, just being around that lifestyle, because whoever said mediocrity was where it was at? God never talked about mediocrity in the Bible. So why would I think that Virginia or Hampton was going to be it for me? Once I got on a plane, and it was very, very odd, but I didn't get on my first plane until I was in my senior year in high school. My son is 7 and he's been to 12 different states. We're working on his passport to take him other places now. And I say that to say that, it's about teaching everyone else that the sky is the limit. There is no reason why Atlanta, Philly, New York. There are so many other places other than the United States. And once you start traveling around the world, you'll start to really be able to appreciate everything that you have here in the States. And then you won't take stuff for granted anymore. The electricity that we have right now, when I was in Africa, they had to pay for it. They only had it for a few hours, and I didn't want to put anything in the electrical socket because it had 9 different plugs in it. And I was like, yo, something is about to short out right there. Like that doesn't even look safe. But it gives you like a drive where, again, not every day is promised, and you just really want to work as hard as you possibly can, because the main thing is legacy. When I leave here, what is my name going to represent? And that was instilled in me when my father passed away. He stood for something, and I swear when I leave here, I'm gonna stand for something too.
That's good. I think everybody should write that down. What are you going to leave in this world? And I like that because I believe one of my favorite books that I read, not one of my favorites, but a book I read was Stephen Covey's 7 Habits for Highly Effective People. And one of the things he said was begin with the end in mind. So everything I do now, I think about the end. I think about what is it going to be? I think about where I'm going to go. I think about, I don't base any decision off of my current emotion, right? Everything that I do, I'm basing on where I'm going to go. When I named my first company 9 years ago, it was named Indent Worldwide Group, which stands for Nehemiah Davis Enterprises Worldwide. I didn't have no money. I haven't been out of the country. People looked at me like I was crazy, but I saw the end. I see a global entrepreneur. Now I've been to 44 countries, and I'm doing some business in other countries, right? And sometimes I need you guys to understand, if I go to your country and sell a book, I'm doing business in that country. I'm an international entrepreneur. If you ship a book to someone else's country, they buy your digital product from someone else's country, you are an international entrepreneur. So the main thing that I'm trying to get our members and just people in general to see, we got to start looking at life through a different lens. Like, it's called, we've been taught so long, like we got to go to college. We got to learn this way. We got to learn that way. But we haven't been taught enough, we got to believe in our goals. We got to believe in our dreams. We got to believe that we have what it takes to make our own goals and dreams come true. So that's something that I'm constantly pounding in people's heads. So I love it. From you being like Marjorie's assistant and hanging with those type of people, what's one thing you think most successful people have in common? Because I believe a lot of people get to these levels, and I talk to a lot of mentors, and a lot of them say the same thing: work hard, dream big. And it's the things that I say over and over to people, and they might be like, yo, this sounds redundant, but this is all I hear. I interviewed several of these millionaires, and they all say generally the same thing. So I don't know if, you hanging around with certain people, if it's different, but what would you say?
I think that all of the ones that you quoted are great ones, but I also think that you have to remember that you only fail when you quit, which means that just don't quit. Just keep going. Like in life, we all have had ups and downs. We've had those moments where we want to, cry. We don't want to do it anymore. Death happens, life happens. All of that stuff is going to happen. And guess what? It would happen if you had a 9-to-5 too. So if I'm talking to entrepreneurs, then you have to know that regardless of whether or not you're getting a check from someone or you're aspiring to get a check from someone, you just have to keep going. All you have to do is just put one foot in front of the other and just keep going.
That's good.
And you'll be blessed with so many different amazing people that you'll end up meeting, so many different people that see your talent and see this light over you, and they're gonna say, how can I feed into that? What can I do to make that person even more successful? The beautiful thing about it is there is no quit in me. Like, I mean, again, I've been building an Amway business since I was 19. Like, why wouldn't I continue to just make money off of stuff I use every day? So for me, that made sense. I don't need to be successful in the terms of a millionaire in an Amway business. I have a millionaire mentality because of that business, because of being around people who were able to step away from their job. I use the model that they did in Amway, the network marketing model, and I've used it in my photography business. I don't know too many photographers that have figured that out. If I don't want to be in the club till 3 a.m, you shouldn't want to be in the club till 3 o'clock in the morning or doing weddings for the rest of your life, you know? Go ahead. Oh, what were you about to say?
I said unless it's paying you.
Well, yeah, and that's great. But at some point, that's when you have to figure out, would I rather be in the club at 3 o'clock in the morning, or would I rather this young boy who wants to be in the club at 3 o'clock in the morning, would I rather him be in it and I be at home with my son watching a movie with my feet up, you know? And so you get to the point where you have to start to understand that certain things are, you know what I mean? And I've seen it on your timeline. Certain things are just priceless. That time with my family is priceless. So, you know, you can have that check, but you get to that point after you've worked your butt off. If your bank account is zero, then you won't be in that club, but you have to figure out what you can do so that you can start to live the lifestyle that you really, really want and that you really, really desire. And more importantly, that you really, really deserve. When you're working hard because you deserve all the success that you see, you deserve it. And, you know, and then the other thing I would say is, you know, save more than you spend.
I like that. Save more than you spend. Write that down. Key. That's a key. Real quick, guys, we'll take a few questions. So if any members got any questions, unmute yourself, hop in, get your question answered from Joi.
What's your affiliate link?
Who, me? I don't even know. You told me you were setting it up for me. Remember that?
I'm going to set it up right now while we...
I keep forgetting. Look, I'll try to sell them anyway. Whether
I know you will.
But write that down, guys. Affiliate links. Get paid for the things that you promote if you can. If that platform is in place.
And anybody who you're promoting for, you know, especially if they're a startup company, they should want to be able to help you because you're helping me. Like if you're using it, you're talking about it. I mean, you know, why wouldn't I want to be able to find a way to feed back into your business the way you're feeding into mine?
Yeah, that's good. And that's something I know we're definitely going to roll out ourselves. We just haven't found the proper platform. That's been the...
Oh, yeah. We talked about that. Right.
Finding the right platform.
Right. Yeah, because it is a few of them out there.
Several. So, guys, let's take a minute. Anyone have a question for Joi? Hop in and ask that question now.
Hi, Joi. This is Devin Buchanan. I'm the founder and executive director of Focus Youth Network. We do amazing, innovative, and educational and recreational programs for youth and their families, but my wife and I are also co-owners of Philly Scented Soy Candles, and we also do have a photo booth that we rent out for birthday parties and different things. And so I wanted to see, what would you suggest is the best place or best method of getting an affiliate link that you can use for a variety of products or helping to market yourself?
So from a marketing standpoint, I feel as if every business should be separate because unless you're Walmart, you know what I mean? Like then that's a little different. But for your photo booth, that's a whole different type of branding that you're gonna use and a whole different type of marketing that you're gonna use for soy candles. It's not the same demographic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would say I would honestly have 2 different affiliate links because then the other thing too is the percentage that you might give back or the discount that you might give to your soy candle customers isn't going to be the same as your photo booth customers because the price points are going to be totally different.
Absolutely. Is there a platform that you use? I've only ever seen it on Eventbrite, so I don't really know much about it.
I have the link. I will find it and I will get it over to you guys. I don't know it right offhand.
I'm gonna shoot you a DM real quick.
Okay, that sounds great, and I will send it over to you. I've seen a couple different ones. I think me and Nehemiah have talked about it before, whatever. Mm-hmm. I found that the one that I'm using works best for what I've got going on. But I would definitely say market them and have different ones, because like I said, you know, there might be a time where the photo booth thing is like really, really popping, like the holidays. Yeah. And then the candles might be, you know, slower, you know.
All right. Thank you very much.
And also, Devin, one that someone sent me that we were looking at is called Referral Candy. So check that, referralcandy.com.
Referral candy, you said?
And also, Devin, it might even make sense. This just popped in my head. I know when you're in your photo booth, you have you have something holding your iPad. You probably should get a joystick.
Yeah, no. I'll be staying.
I'm not even trying to plug, Joy. I'm just literally, because under the iPad holds a phone, so that person could put their phone in and still get their own pictures.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying? So,
boom.
I mean, I don't necessarily want to just be out here like telling you that everybody should have a joystick. But when I tell you that it has changed my life, like my son, when he's taking a bath, like he wants to watch something on his iPad. I mean, you know, we live in that day and age where everybody wants to be entertained. We have TVs in our bathroom because we want to watch news or whatever the case is. And I literally put his iPad up on a joystick while he is in the tub soaking, and he's able to watch on his iPad. And I don't have to worry about him trying to change the channel or the iPad dropping in the bathtub or whatever the case is. Like it is literally like changed just the way I do everything.
That's good. So guys, write this down too. What can you make better? And then once you make it better, how can you make money from it? Mm-hmm. I want y'all to ask yourself that question. Everybody should be writing right now. What can you create? Like, what can you make better? And then how can you make money from it? What is your Spanx? Mm-hmm. What is your Spanx idea? What is your Snuggie? Remember, guys, the Snuggie is putting your robe on backwards, right? What is this one thing that you can do to make a small change? A fidget spinner. Like I don't know if it's been around, but I know that thing probably just made over $1 billion, right?
Now you want to know? Have you heard the story about the fidget spinner? Now this is the other thing that you have to pay attention in business. The lady who created the fidget spinner created them for autistic kids. Mm-hmm. She got to a point where she had her patent, but she couldn't afford to keep it up because she wasn't making enough money selling them. So I'm not necessarily sure her price point. So she let her patent go. Someone else picked up her patent, and the rest is history. Right.
So sometimes it's really about, you know, just it's guys, next thing, write this down, adjustment. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we just got to make a simple tweak. Like I believe Think and Grow Rich would have made everyone's homework. I don't know if anyone finished the book yet. By show of hands, anybody finished the book? But anyway, by Think and Grow Rich is one of the stories in the book. I believe it's called 3 Feet from Gold. And with this particular story, you know, the young man was like digging for gold and for years, but he found gold. And then he found gold again. And then he stopped finding gold. So he scrapped the machine like, I'm done with all of this. There's no more gold to be found. So the man ended up buying his machine for probably pennies. I don't know the specific cost, but he bought it for relatively cheap. And once he had the machine, he said, it may be still gold in here. He called a land surveyor in, paid him pennies, and he decided to bring out his machine, went 3 feet over, boom, all the gold right there on the ground. Yeah. But all it is, guys, is the small adjustments. That's why I keep saying, like, moving forward, the latter part of this year, I don't want us to be looking at things as consumers anymore, but I want us to start looking from the lens of a producer. I don't want us to start looking at things of, oh, it's already done, it can't be done again. No, how can I make it better, right? It's some things that you're using right now that you say, yo, I wish this could do this. I wish this could do that, right? I always say Uber. You guys ever heard of, like, I'm from the hood or whatever, but they call it hack man. Like, people been standing outside taking people home from the supermarket for years with their groceries. For years, people been home. Just people on the corner like, yo, I'll drive you up to 52nd Street and pay me this. All it is, somebody just said, no, let me call that Uber. and put the technology on it, and the rest is history. So right now, you're utilizing something that you know you can make better. Right now, you know of something that has been in your past that like, what if I did this? And then you saw it get made. So write that down, guys. That's your new affirmation. I'm an inventor. Like, you may accidentally stumble on being an inventor. I'm sure Joi didn't know she was going to be an inventor a few years ago. Well, she might have, but I don't know. But I'm just saying, you never know. This call might be the thing that sparked that. Now you're going to start looking at things from a different view.
And just to piggyback off of that, you know, the interesting thing now is that my son is now walking around the house trying to look at stuff like, Mommy, if I put this together, I just invented something new. And that's just sparking just a whole nother dynamic. You have so many eyes that are watching you that you are not paying attention to. I never would have thought by inventing what I invented that my son would be, you know, sitting there, like I said, trying to put stuff together. And the other thing, when you mentioned, you know, what could you make better? What can you tweak? It's the intellectual property of coming up with something and making just a few modifications and changing it. That is what you patent. And that's what you invent. So obviously, if you look at, you know, if you go back, you look at the website or whatever, you're like, man, this is just, and I had this guy say it, and it made me feel some kind of a way, but then it didn't. He was in the studio and he was like, man, that's just a light stand with some, you know, with some stuff on it. And I was like, yeah, you know, it is, but you didn't think of it. And he didn't. And that is the reason why I'm working so hard to make sure that what I thought of and what I put into play stays that way. And, you know, there's no way, I don't care how much money it costs for me to get my patent. I didn't care how much it costs for me to get the trademark. I didn't care how much it costs for me to ship the stuff from China and Hong Kong and all this other stuff or whatever, because I knew once it got here, once I was able to put my footprint on it, once I was able to put my stamp on it, that I was going to find a way to make it what it is. And in the next 2 years, they'll be manufactured in the United States, and we won't have to worry about that anymore or whatever. But I knew, and I could foresee it. And it's really just seeing it and just making it happen, and just keeping one foot in front of the other until you get to your end game.
That's good. Keep one foot in front of the other till you get to your end game. I like that. So right there, ask that. That's the next question. What can you be creating, guys? It's something that you can create. I don't know what it is, but I know it is. And if you do create it, just give me some credit. Like, yo, well, they sparked that on that call.
That conversation on
compensation is even better though, you know. But if not, just say, yo, Neo, we was inspired by that call with Joi and Neo. Let's get. Oh, real quick. So, did you have to go to China or Hong Kong to actually find the person who builds out your joysticks?
So, you know, the interesting thing is me knowing how China does, me knowing how Japan does, me knowing how people in Hong Kong do. I actually have 3 different manufacturers because I did not want to have someone put together my joystick and now they're selling them in China. So I actually have, again, 3 different manufacturers right now. And when they get to the States, I put it all together. But I have planned on going over there because there are some different adjustments that I plan on making, and that I'm working with my CAD designer now to make it even better. And so even that's even more exciting.
That's dope. So listen, guys. She said, listen, to risk not being knocked off, I'm going to go to 3 different manufacturers, go get multiple pieces. Y'all send it to the States, and our team will build it when we get here. That's crazy. That's cool. Yo, do you know Dawn Dickinson?
That name sounds familiar, but not right offhand.
She got flat out, like, so you'll go in the club, and she got technology for vending machines where, you know, after a night in the club, you can go to the vending machine and buy basically flats. Like,
for your shoe. To walk out in, so you can stop doing the Britney Spears.
I don't know, whatever, I guess.
So she would leave. She would walk. You know, she's just known for walking around barefoot.
Got you. Yeah. So yeah, she created something for that, but more importantly, the technology behind
Yes.
it. So I think you two definitely should link up, y'all.
Okay. What's her name again?
On Instagram is Dawn D Dickinson.
Okay.
DWND Dickinson, I believe.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Check her out. Thank you.
No problem. No problem. Who's next for the next question, guys?
Julian Leggett.
Oh,
hi, Joy.
Here we go.
Hi, Joy. Yeah, I'm a videographer first.
Okay.
I went to YouTube University to learn photography. I started posting, and people started asking me how much do I charge. So,
okay,
started with that. You did strike a chord with having to hire people. Right now, it's me by myself, and I have some slow weeks, and I have some weeks where it's overwhelming. I got like 5 shoots, and I got to edit, and all this other stuff. But my question was, can you explain affiliate link to me? Because I didn't really.
Okay, so the affiliate link.
Hold on, real quick, Joe, just so I'm clear. Julian, are you trying to figure out how to get a team of other people to assist you? Because it's or affiliate link where, I'm buying a product, if I'm promoting Joy's joystick, if somebody buys it, I get a little piece of that action of me promoting it.
Oh, that's what that meant. I just wanted to know what that meant, really.
Gotcha. Well, explain that, Drew, because that's what I figured you probably.
So it could be a little confusing. So essentially, the whole premise of network marketing is, building a team, and the company who started it, which I'll just use Amway because that's what I know. Amway basically started a company, got all these products, and every time I buy a product or whatever, I get a discount, and then I make a little bit of money from it. So essentially, Nehemiah's affiliate link that he has with Joystick, every time he gives out his link, then he gets 10% back from joystick.com. So that's essentially what the affiliate link part means. As far as the photographer and as far as building a team, I don't focus on video. I outsource all my video work, but it will get overwhelming. And the overwhelming part is where you charge at. So, I'm not necessarily sure how long you've been doing it for or whatever, but depending on how much you're charging will knock out some of the people that are booking you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really quality over quantity. Unless you're just starting to build your business and, you just out here just shooting everything, because you're just trying to figure out what your niche is. Once you figure out what you like to do, then you really have to say, because no one wants to charge $500 for a 2-hour videographer, or you know what I mean, and for 2 hours. No, the average person is like, what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But then you think about the people who will pay that, and you're in a whole different level of people now. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. You don't necessarily want to be those apples at the bottom. You want, you don't want to be that low hanging fruit, because then again, that will start to narrow out all the people who are, starting to use your services. And now this is the beautiful part. So now you're charging a little bit more because you're thinking in advance about how long it's going to take you to edit this. Will you really be able to get this product back to a person in the time frame that you tell them that you will? Because if you say 2 weeks, good and well, it better be 2 weeks, because 2 weeks and 1 day, they calling you, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Probably a week and a half they calling, right? So you have to really be able to produce. Now, once you get those clients that are paying what you want them to pay, now that's when you give back. Okay, you know what I mean? Your cousin's having a birthday party or whatever. She needs a little video or whatever of her 2-year-old son. Okay, boom. Now you can shoot that, and you don't necessarily got to knock her in the head or whatever, because you've already secured your rent and your bills for the month.
Wow, you hit that right on the head. But I have been editing and doing video just for YouTube for like 8 years, but I took it seriously like last year, and I changed my major to digital video production, which is film. So I know what I'm doing, and I do get those clients. I get satisfied in clients, but I do get those ones that try to undercut me, like, well, kind of, what do you call it? Lowball me initially, like, hey, do you do deals or something like that? Or it's just a simple video and stuff like that. So I get that a lot, you know, because they don't understand.
This is where the team comes in, Julie. The team comes in is because you have those videographers. You should have a list of videographers that you know, because there are different levels to it. So you're good, right? So now you have those people that want to lowball you. Now you say, well, you know what? I know another videographer that can make it happen for you. He works with me. I can, his work is legit. I know you'll get what you need. They'll source the work through you, and you hire the other photographer or other videographer. Now that videographer goes, shoots the event. You make sure that everything is situated, everything's straight. He does all the work. You're just the person that made it happen. You know what I'm saying? That's where the team comes in at. And if you don't want to be that middleman, then just go ahead and throw them that ball. You'll get it back from someone else.
Okay, nice. Thank you.
No problem. And if you have any other questions on how to build a team, especially from videography, you're in Philly?
Yes.
All right, I might actually need you later on in September. I've got a contract that I just put a bid in for, so I'll keep you posted. So make sure you send me your information.
Okay.
Do that right now, no?
Yeah, definitely.
That's good. That's
Perfect.
good. Hey guys, we're gonna take one more question. I'm gonna let Joi go, spend time with her family, go back to work. If anybody got one last question from a member, real quick one.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can.
Hi, Joy. My name is Ashley. My company is Ash Brand. I do PR, marketing, and branding. And my question is, so I have 6-year-old twins, running a business and working a 9-to-5. So I'm just wondering, what's some things that you do to balance your life? I'm going to be starting a program. Well, I'm going to be starting a business called Mom Plan Execute, and where I'm going to help moms learn how to plan out and execute all of their goals while still maintaining a 9-to-5 and transitioning into entrepreneurship.
Okay. If I can I get a little personal?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Is the dad around?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Girl, use him. Girl, use him. He is there for a reason. Make sure that he does what you need, because at the end of the day, the overall goal is for the family to have stability, right? So he needs to know that while he's, doing what he does as far as work is concerned, you are sitting here, honestly, unless he has a business that he's doing as well too, there's no financial security at a 9-to-5, if I can just, throw that out there, right? And 9 times out of 10, if you find what God really put you on this earth to do, you'll triple, double, quadruple the money that you would make at a 9-to-5, and you'll be more fulfilled, right? So while you are securing your family's financial future for make sure that you use your village. I don't know when it stopped, but back in the day, you had your aunties, you had your cousins, you had your friends that stepped in and helped you, which build your family. I don't know when it stopped, but at the end of the day or whatever, find them girlfriends and help you balance your life. I just met a friend for my son. They ride the bus together. The lady, she is a single mom, and she said to me, sometimes I might not be able to get my baby off the bus. Can you look out? And I was like, yeah, I'll look out for you, because looking out for you is looking out for me. Now Brenton, my son, has somebody else to hang out with and has somebody to play with. So what that mean? He ain't up under me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. He has someone that he can play with. And at the end of the day, you shouldn't want your children around you 24 hours, 7 days a week, because children are adults just going through childhood. They are going to be adults way longer than they're going to be children, and you can't treat them like they're babies forever. You know what I'm saying? So my balance is using my village. My balance is making sure that his dad is being his dad and not like, some guy that just wants to show up when he wants to show up. Make him step up. And then what that gives you the ability to do is that gives you the ability to not be stressed out, because can you get any work done when you're stressed out? No. Are you like mad and upset when you're stressed out? Yes, you're not the person God needs you to be when you're stressed out. And, I would just say that while that is fine, that is finding your balance. Take time for yourself. I'm assuming that how old are the twins?
6.
6. Okay. So at some point, Brenton just started school 2 days ago or whatever. So at some point they're going to be in school. I get all my business stuff typically done while Brenton is in school. And when Brenton is out of school, that's when it's me and him time.
Right.
So really just being able to figure out that balance with your own business, and then just being able to figure out all of the other things that kind of go along with it. But God and I say this, we talk about, I want to do it on my own. I don't want no help. What was that movie with the guy that played in Philadelphia and he was on the island by himself? I don't know if you remember it, but needless.
Tom Hanks?
Huh?
Tom Hanks?
Yes, Tom Hanks
Castaway.
on the island by himself. The whole
Castaway.
4 hours we watching him trying to get off the island by himself. The point in that is you can't do it on your own. So
Right.
Stop trying to act like you can do it on your own. And guess what? Why do you want to do it on your own? When I go to Dubai and all these other countries, I want my girlfriends and I want people that supported me with me. I don't want to leave them at home on that 9 to 5. I want us all to win together. And that should be everybody's goal, is everybody win together, because when you win together, you just reap so many more benefits together as a team. So girl, find your village and make sure that you use them. And then at the same time, you allow them to use you as well too. And not in a negative sense, but just in a sense where, it's a balance and you're not just the only one dropping the kids off all the time,
Yes, I appreciate that. We do actually have a really strong village who help us, and he is actually a chef, so he has his own business that he's developing as well. Yeah, but we do have a very strong village, so thank you for that.
I mean, because I think that the issue is that a lot of times, again, we want to be like, oh, well, I did it on my own. I'm man-made. I'm self-made. Like, really, you're not. You're really not. I mean,
Right.
And if you think about anybody in our history, no one did it on their own. Somebody got some money from somebody to get to where they are. And so I don't even think it's cute when they're like, oh, I did it on my own. Why? Why would you want to do it on your own when there are so many people that can help you and so many people that want to help you? I would say find some interns if you can, colleges. There are plenty of people that really want to get into the field that you're in. But a lot of times you really just got to open your mouth, which is what I did with Nehemiah. I mean, shucks, that's the only reason why I'm on this call is because someone said, oh, hey, check out, Fabiana said, hey, check out Nehemiah. And I was like, all right, cool. Went right in his DM and was just like, hey, I've got this product. All he could say was no. And does that hurt my feelings? If he says no to me, no, I don't know him. He don't know me. If my feelings get hurt by him saying no to me, it's something wrong with me. And so at the end of the day, closed mouths don't get fed. Just put it out there. Hey, I'm looking for some interns. And then just weed through till you can find the ones that really, really work for you. And then, if they continue to work, then, and your business continues to thrive with their help, then they go from intern to now you're assistant. And that should be the name of the game.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome, Ashley. I'm excited. This was fun.
I'm talking again.
You just like la 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 la.
So I said it's funny because I didn't even, I was just going to do the call on my own tonight. So I decided to hit Joi up like, hey, I'm like, let me go down the list of my friends. Who can I get to do the call tonight? It was like 6 p.m. And I just messaged Joi like, hey, can you do – no, you DM me. Like, I think you responded to some
I responded to one of your messages.
So I said, hey, what you doing tonight? She said, I'm working just in the land. I'm like, hey, what's your schedule? She said, I'm pretty free. And I asked, could she do the call? And she said, yes. And now we're getting some gems just because I asked. The answer will always be no if you don't ask. So,
damn, there it is.
So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to ask you one more question. If you could leave a word of advice or 2 pieces of work, you're about to leave out of this world of entrepreneurship or making it happen. But if you were able to share, 1 piece of advice or maybe 2 with somebody who's just trying to make it, who's just keep going, who's not giving up, who just keep trying to figure out how to make it, what would that advice be? If you could be like, any piece of advice. I know you said keep God first. I think that's a major piece of advice. Well, what else could you, not what else, because that's major. What could you give us? What practical advice would you share or something like that? What would you say?
And they just haven't reached that point yet. They've been working hard and they just haven't gotten it. They haven't gotten that success that they think they're supposed to get.
Yeah.
I think that I would tell them to re-gauge what success means to them. Because a lot of times people say, oh, well, I want all the money, right? But then they might get to that point, and we see it all the time with celebrities. They get to the point where they have it, and now they're like, now they're not going to give it back. Let's just be honest or whatever. But, at the same time, money doesn't equate to internal happiness. So you have to gauge what success means to you. As far as I'm concerned, you can have your 100,000, your 6-figure job and your 9 to 5. I own my life. And that's success to me. I don't have nobody telling me that I need to be anywhere that I don't want to be. And if my son gets sick and I need to go pick him up, or if I need to just, whatever I need to do, I don't have to ask anybody if I could do it. And honestly, or whatever, that's the way that God designed us to live our life. Again, he did not design us to live in mediocrity. And a lot of people out here or whatever really stop dreaming. So my advice to you would be, don't stop dreaming. Because when you stop dreaming, when you stop thinking about the let's just, what's the word? All this reality show stuff or whatever shows these Birkin bags and these red bottoms and, all these designer clothes, which to some people mean something or whatever. I'm not knocking you if that's what it is or whatever. It's status symbol to some people or whatever. Let's just say, you're able to, to afford and you're able to get all of that or whatever. Again, from the exterior, for some people that might mean something. And if it means something to you, great. If it doesn't, no big deal or whatever. But if you are able to be in a space where you do not have to ask someone for anything, and I don't mean it in the sense of, because let's just be honest, when you're an entrepreneur, you're still asking people for business, right? I'm hoping that you'll buy, my joystick. I'm hoping that you'll use my photography services, but at the end of the day, there are 20 other photographers that you can choose. You have to show people the reason why they should hire you. And if you stop dreaming, if you stop thinking about all the stuff that God wants you to have and all the places God wants you to go and all these people he wants you to meet and all these different foods he wants you to eat, if you stop thinking about all of that stuff, then you are going to slowly fall into this pit. And there might not be ever a way for you to get out. And that's not where you want to be. Some people you can't help your friends get out of that pit because they've stopped dreaming. They've stopped thinking that they can actually have more than what they have. And so they're like, all right, you can hear it in their voice. How's your day? Man, I'm here. It's like, oh, that's it. you know, you should have a zest for life. And when you have a zest for life, again, when people see you walk in that room and you radiate, and they're like, oh my God, like it's something about that person, that could be the person that is going to change your life. And so you have to just continue to dream, continue to want for better, for not just you, but for your community and for the people around you and your family. And then that will give you everything that you want, because essentially it's the internal peace that you get from knowing that you're doing what God has put you on this earth to do. You might not ever get 6 figures, but if I know eternally that I've said something that can change somebody's life, I'm good. So I would say never stop dreaming. And you was going in too.
I'll try this one more time. Thank you once again. I said I'm going to let you go, but I want to say thank you so much for giving these jewels and these gems. Main thing I took away is never stop dreaming. I think it's so huge. Like, I believe that. Like, I believe we all can have the life of our desire if we never stop dreaming and we're willing to go push through, no matter how hard times get, no matter how many negative things faces, no matter how many things try to stop us. But if we keep going, it's nothing that we can't do. When I'm in Atlanta, I would love to meet up, maybe even come on a radio show and make some magic happen. So I want to just say thank you for your time. I'm hoping at least one of our members get a Joi stick tonight. That would mean a great deal to me, as well as I would love for you guys just to show Joi some support that she gave us an hour of her time. Let her know that we appreciate it. Also, definitely DM her. Stay in touch with her for those who she asked to do so, because you never know how she can help you and you can help her. It's all about being value adders. So let's make sure we show as much love as we can. But Joi, thank you so much for your time, your energy tonight. I truly appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to meeting you when I come into Atlanta in the next month or so. So thank you, Joi.
Thank you very much. Again, I mean, you know, I always think that everything happens for a reason. I met Fabiana for a reason. I met you for a reason. I'm here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. And so I am really, really excited that you reached out to me. And this is a perfect way to end a very, very productive night. So thank you. And then again, too, I think I posted it. We're Michael and Joi on social media. Again, a platform for all of the entrepreneurs. If you ever make it down to Atlanta, please feel free to come reach out to us and come do some morning radio. Once you come, you won't want to watch any other morning radio show.
Listen, y'all hear that? Y'all better utilize that. Listen, Joi, I tell people when they join these lives, it pays to be inside the circle, because they wouldn't have access. Not saying
how I get in the circle again?
Let me say they wouldn't. I don't want to say they won't have access, because they will, but it's a lot easier having access when you're friends with the person who makes those decisions. So, guys, when you get to Atlanta, make sure you utilize Joi. She said, yo, come get on that show. Make sure y'all do that. So thank you so much, Joi.
No problem. Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing you soon.
So quick question, the chat conversation, does that go away?
No, you could keep chatting in there. It does go away. Like, you probably can copy it. I don't know how that part. You the techie person.
I'm about to say I got it. Screenshot. I got it. I'll screenshot it.
All right, cool.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good night. Thanks.
Oh, no. Thank you, Joi. So, guys, I'm super excited. Tonight was a good call. Again, it would mean a great deal to me if anybody could support Joi tonight. Get her Joi stick. I have one. I think it's such a dynamic tool. Like, I put my iPad on there, I put my phone on there, and I'm on Facebook Live. I'm on Instagram Live. I'm on my Mac. But that will only be possible with that tool. So I do want to say thank you to her. What I really want to get in, here's a quick bonus. I'm going to give to all you guys really quickly. Get your pen and paper out. I'll spend the next 5 minutes doing this, right? I want to really help you guys attract and identify your ideal customer. So a lot of us, we're out here trying to find our ideal customer. We're marketing. So a lot of us got youth. Like, I'm going to give you an example. Like, we can't try to market to the kid in the daycare about coming to the daycare, right? We need to talk to the mom. We need to talk to the dad. We need to talk to the person who's going to pay that $90, $100, $200, $300 a week in order for that kid to be into our marketplace. And the problem I'm seeing with a lot of people in general, we're marketing our goods and services to the people who don't necessarily need it. And when we're doing this, guess what we're doing? Number one, we're wasting our time. Number two, we're wasting our resources. And number three, we're wasting our marketing dollars. Number one, I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you a few today. When you're vending, here's a few questions you want to ask the person when you're vending. Who is your ideal client who's coming to this event? Two, they probably don't know their income, but if you can also know their income, right? I'm not going to go set up at a vending event when it's kids 18 and under. Probably they don't have money, nor do they care about personal development. So I understand that particular place isn't. I understand that particular place. One second, I'm sorry. That particular place isn't for me. How many people is going to show up to your event? If your event is only going to show up with 50 people, out of those 50 people, only maybe 10 to 20% on a high note is actually going to buy a product. So if only 10% of 50 people are going to buy a product, that means 5 people may buy a product. And if I'm paying X amount of money to vend there and only 5 people buy a product, who said they're going to buy my product? I may not have a product that they want. So case in point, when I'm vending, guys, generally I want to make sure there is at least 100 to 200 people in the room, which give me a better chance of getting a return on my investment. Who are the type of people in the room? Let's ask these questions. A lot of us are so gung-ho to go vend, then we'll go vend and it's 10 people there, it's 20 people there, it's 30 people there. We're not getting a return. A lot of us go vend at certain events. We got to analyze these events that we're vending at. Will there be a return on our investment, right? I stopped vending at a lot of different events because some of them are generally just time wasters, right? Some people, like every time I'm asking for vendors, I try to get vendors because I know without a shadow of a doubt, you'll at least get your money back and you'll get brand awareness. Sometimes we're going vending at events and we're not even getting our money back, nor are we getting brand awareness because not enough people showed up, right? So next thing I want to ask you guys, let's jump back into it. I just wanted to give you a sample for vending. I started writing this. Shamiko, if you could take these notes for me or somebody could take these notes for me, this would be great. I started writing like a mini book. Or it's hard to attract your ideal customer/client if you don't know who they are. Some people are marketing to men, but they have all lady client base. Some people are marketing to ladies, but what they offer is for men. So the purpose of this exercise is for you to identify who your target audience is and how do you get the product and service to them. So guys, right now, who is your current client? Who is the person right now buying the most of your product? Is it a man? Is it a woman? How old are they? Right? So I understand majority of the people in Circle of Greatness is women. Like I'm not even big on trying to get all the men in there because it's a tougher job trying to sell a man on personal development. It's a tougher job trying to say, listen, bro, I got what I need that's going to help you get to the next level. Ladies are more receptive to trying to get to the next level. Ladies are more receptive to networking. Ladies are more receptive to taking advice that can help them get to the next level. So guess who I'm spending my time less on now? Men. Like I'm not even, out of the 300 members we have, probably 230 of them are women. Probably even more than that, right? So guess who I'm targeting now? Women. And not even necessarily targeting because it's not like I'm just like, I got to get this woman. But I understand who is my market. Like I'm not going to a concert, a men's concert, trying to sign people up for Circle of Greatness, right? So next up, who is our ideal customer, guys? Let's really narrow this. Let's identify this person right now. Is it a man? Is it a woman? How old are they? Are they between the ages of 18 to 24? Are they between the ages of 25 and 30? Are they between the ages of 40 and 60? Who is your ideal customer? Who is this person? If you're training somebody, have you been training all men? Have you been training all women? Right? If you're a videographer, I don't know, Julian, I don't know who have you been servicing? Primarily women? Have you been servicing primarily men? Like what age are they? Next up, where do this person hang out? Like what do they like to do in their spare time? Whatever they like to do in their spare time, I need to show up with more of these type of events. Melissa, she's a trainer in a gym. That's where they show up at. I'm going to be right in every gym that I can be in, letting you know, hey, I'm a personal trainer. I can offer these services to you, right? Where are your ideal customer at? Where's your ideal customer? Next is, how much money do they make? Again, you may don't know specifically how much money they make. Are these are they high income earners? Are they making over $100,000 a year? Are they making under $50,000 a year? Are they making over $50,000 a year? Wherever this person is, we got to identify who they are, how much they make, and where do they hang at? Because we need to be at those type of events even more, right? Next up, Instagram. So a lot of us are starting to run Instagram ads. Listen to me, guys. It's called targeting. Like when you're running these Instagram ads, I'm skipping all over. You guys can patch this up however you want. I'm just giving you it all together. But when you're running these particular ads, right? When you're running these ads, I want you guys to understand you can target. So if you don't have a Facebook, Instagram business page, that should be your next step. Create a business page for your Instagram. Just literally go inside your settings and set up Instagram business page. And with this particular page, guys, you can specifically target who you want to reach. Also, guys, where's the people who support you? Are they in Philadelphia? Are they in New York? Where's your client base at? Like, I'm not boosting ads to LA because primarily I want everybody in Philadelphia. I believe it's 1.5 million people in Philadelphia. If I can get 5% of them to support me, I'm doing all right. I don't necessarily have to go all around the United States. I'm not going to. When we're dealing with marketing dollars, if you're dealing with money like me, guys, everything I do is bootstrap, which means is I'm building companies up with the money that I'm getting. No loans, everything we're building is based off the income that is coming. So every dollar that goes out is being carefully looked at. So even when it just comes to an Instagram ad, I got to make sure it's going to the right person. So I don't send any of my ads to any kids under 18. Wow. Most 18-year-olds don't have the money. Also, they're not the decision makers. I got a lot of kids who want to join Circle Greatness Academy, 18, 17. Oh, cool. All right. Let's talk to our mom about it. Then when they talk to their mom about it, I don't think that's a good idea right now. It's too much friction. We want to get to the decision maker, right? So what age are they when you're boosting this IG ad? Targeted. I'm targeting women. I'm targeting women 24 to 44, right? I'm making this up. I'm targeting women 24 to 44. They live in Philadelphia, New Jersey, and DC. That's who I'm targeting specifically. Now, my tags, what are these women interested in? What are they interested in? They're interested in eyebrows. They're interested in personal development. They're interested in, you can target all these things on your Instagram ads, specifically stating what tags. Think you can tag up to 10 different things on Instagram. Next up, guys. We need to go where the customer is. Like, where do they hang out at? Like, for me personally, one of the things I'm letting you guys know that we're creating Circle of Greatness ambassadors. And what we're doing is right now, we're creating a team of probably 5 to 10 members where we're going to be going to 10 to 20 events throughout the city of Philadelphia every month. But events that are in our lane, events where we have young professionals like yourself who think like you. So every event, we're vending, we're buying tables at these events, or we just got an ambassador showing up, making sure everyone in the room got a flyer. But we know we're not going to Wachovia for a concert. Our direct audience isn't right there. We're going to networking events. We're going to events where they having panels on entrepreneurship. We're going to startup companies. Like, we're going to events where the people are already thinking like we're thinking. So we're sending ambassadors to a minimum of 10 to 20 events a month and just getting brand awareness, right? Because we're going where the people are. I'm not going to go spend my time just out here like, yo, let me go to a concert. Let me just hit this restaurant. I'm not trying to figure it out. I'm going specifically where the people are, right? So what's next up on our ideal client? We have next up, guys. You may have to give, like Joy. Joy gave me my joystick. But giving her my joystick to me wasn't a bad idea. Why? Because I promoted. My friend P. Michael went to go buy one. I'm setting her up with a couple other influencers that got over like 200,000 followers. And I told her she can make a decision for that next person who's going to get one. So guys, some of the products or services you have, you need to give those away to influencers who will like your particular product or service. A lot of us are being tight-pocketed. A lot of us don't want to give the products away, but sometimes our product won't ever get exposure if we're the only people who know about it. So write a list of people who you can give your products and services to that you know could get a return on your investment. And guys, I'm telling you, people send me so much free stuff right now, and I'm only can use a certain amount of things, but if I love it, I'm promoting it. Like, I really like the joystick. I'm not even trying to just like give her these plugs, but I love the product, right? So when you come to love something, people going to go talk about it. So who can you share your gift or service with? You're a massage therapist. What influencers can you go offer free massages to in exchange for a social media post, in exchange for them texting a few of their girlfriends? Guys, right now, big companies now, they're transitioning their big dollars now to local influencers. I believe it's called micro influencers. Like they're people with 5,000 to 50,000 to 100,000 followers, because now we have the power. Like, we can influence people, right? So you need to find people you can target. You might have to go do your service for them for free, but it may be worth it for a post. Some of my friends I know is getting $3,000 to $5,000 for an Instagram post, for a series of Instagram posts. I can't wait till I get that $3,000 to $5,000 for some, right? But I'm saying you need to go target those people while they still giving shout outs just for getting product, right? I may put it on my Instagram story. You may not get it in my main thing, but it's still worth something for you. And I'll say Joi, for example. Now we got 50 people right here on the platform. I'm keep saying joystick. One of you going to buy it. It may not be tonight, but at some point in time, someone's going to buy it. But that came as a result of this. Can you speak on how you use your DM to ask for them to plug your product after sending something? Like, what do you write to them? For me, Amanda, I personally don't really ask them to. So I'll give you an example. So you all know we sent CC the package from us, but I didn't hit her up like, yo, I just said, CC, did you receive the package? She said, yes, thank you. If a person really want to shout you out, they're going to do it, right? Unless the agreement that we have, like, hey, I'm going to send you this product in exchange for a shout out. And if they agree upon that, that's what I expect. But you have to lay those terms out. Like, I'm giving you this product in exchange for a shout out. Like me, I'll shout out the product if I want to. Like, it's no agreement. I haven't signed the agreement saying I'm going to shout you out. Like, prime example, I shout out your candles because I really enjoyed them. When we're at an event, I'll co-sign them because I enjoyed them. So I believe your product really needs to be good where someone's going to go talk about it. Some members, I'm not paying anyone currently right now to go tell people about Circle of Greatness. Some of you guys are enjoying it that much that you're going to go let someone know about it because it's impacting you. Miss Karen brought several people on. Sharice brought her mom on, her sister on, right? Because they're getting results. They want to share the results. So if your product and service is good, it's going to speak for itself, right? So what I need you guys to do this week, everyone who has products or services, and again, for my members who are on here like, Nehemiah, I'm not in business yet. I want you guys to understand you're at the sweetest spot you can be at because you're getting all this information. So when the business come up, all you got to go back to, you go right into your tool belt. Nehemiah talked about affiliate links with Joi. Nehemiah talked about targeting. Nehemiah talked about finding my ideal customer. You already got the cheat book. You already winning. So for those like, I'm not in business yet, I don't know what to do. You will be in business after a while because you keep surrounding yourself with people who are in business. Right? So what else we got? So yeah, product, so guys, create a list of people who you want to have your product and service. Who is some ideal people you want to have your products in your hands? Who do you want to have your book? Who do you want to have your coaching program for free? Who do you want to attend your event? I tell one of my members, Kevin, he had an event. I said, Kevin, you need to get the top 10 artists in the city. You giving them free tickets, getting them to your art show just validates you as an artist, and all you're doing is giving them a ticket for free. Who cares? Let them in, and now you have validation because you had the elite artist in Philadelphia co-signing your event. But a lot of us, we're so caught up on just getting immediate money now that we're missing out on results, and we're missing out on context because we just want the money. So many people miss out on opportunities, and so many people miss out on great things because they want the paycheck. You know what I mean? Jobs and opportunities I would have missed if I only wanted a paycheck, guys. If the only way I'm going to meet with somebody, if I'm getting paid, I'll miss a ton of opportunities. So identify those people who need to have your product, guys. Who needs it? Who can you offer a free service to? Like, I love free services. There's some free massages. I'm taking those, and I'm shouting you out for massages all day long, right? There's certain things that I am not denying. So what do they like? Identify what this person likes and give that to them. What else we got for our ideal customer? I think we talked about who they are, where they live. Next up, guys, and this isn't necessarily targeting, but one of my friends make multi-millions doing old school marketing, literally still handing out flyers. Like, so many of us miss the mark because we think it's old school marketing. Like, when was the last time you got a flyer on your car? And a lot of you probably like, I don't know. Well, I think you should be the person to start putting flyers on cars. My man, his company, Yakub, makes billions a year. He said a lot of our marketing is flyers. So many people miss the mark. We handing out 5,000 flyers every week consistently. We don't get it right back, but when it come back, it come back. So I ordered $7,500 flyers, and we're going to put out about, I believe, 30,000 flyers in the next month or two. One promoting the event rental space, and one just promoting Circle of Greatness, and one promoting me. Why? Because I'm getting brand awareness. One is, if I get one call for somebody wanting to rent the foundation at $600 for 4 hours, that pays for everyone who handed out the flyers, and it pays for the flyers. We're putting out 5,000 of them. I only need one hit. If I get matter of fact, if I get 1% of 5,000, I'm not the smartest, but I want to say that's 50. If I get 50 people renting the space, it's a no-brainer. So, guys, sometimes we have to go back to old school marketing. This isn't necessarily targeting. This is just targeting. This is like Russell Brunson say, throw a bunch of crap against the wall and see what sticks. So, guys, for our business, for our brand, right now, guys, it's called split testing. You got to do as much as you can right now to identify what works for your brand. I know having live events, our members love having live events. So I know I got to keep doing that. Why? Because it keeps us touching. It keeps us motivated, right? It keeps us meeting new people. It keeps us supporting each other. That's something I got to do. I know I can convert getting new members from going on Instagram Live. Got 30 to 40 members in 1 month going Instagram Live. Guess what I got to do more of? Instagram Live. So what do you need to be doing, guys? I need you guys to start picking the crap up, throwing it against the wall for your business, and figuring out what sticks. If it doesn't work, stop doing it. And if it does, do more of that, right? And I'll close on one more, and I'm going to let you guys go. Also, next thing, guys, I told you guys, the average person checks their phone 150 times a day. We got to find a way for them checking their phone 150 times a day for us to be one of them those times. Like, how can we, and this is a question only you can answer, I don't know, but how can out of 150 times someone check their phone a day, that one of those times they're checking their phone is coming from you? And I'm going to give you examples. Some of us here, we're in Circle of Greatness Academy. Out of the one time you check your phone, you may be going in our private Facebook group. You may be getting a group text message from me. You may just be seeing, I may be on your post notifications on Instagram. If they not, turn your post notifications on. Just click the link and click the link up there, right, on your phone. But find a way, guys, for people to see what you got going on. Because eventually those people keep seeing what you got going on. Eventually that may end up being revenue for you. But if the people don't know who you got going on, that's a problem. And the last thing I continue to say to the circle, for every member who's been around for months, And I got to be real with you guys. If we don't know who you are and what you do, that's your fault. I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. It is your fault if we don't know who you are and what you do. Every day you get the opportunity to be in a group, to introduce yourself, let people know who you are and what you do. We need to know you as being the authority of who you are and what you do. But if you're not telling us who you are and what you do, how can we help you? How can you get business? A lot of people are missing out on business in the circle because we don't know who you are and what you do. You heard me say earlier, guys, Julian, it's nice to hear your voice. I never hear your voice. He do video and pictures. That's the problem. Everyone in the group, and I'm not being hard on you, Julian. I'm just using you as an example, right? You're a man. I know he could take it, but everyone in the group should know what this man does. I say, Julian, you should know what he does. When I say certain people name in this group, if I say Devin, can anybody say what he do? Devin Buchanan, do anybody know what he does? Anybody?
Philly sending soy candles in the photo booth. And
okay,
him and his
that's
wife
when I say Devin. We know what he does, right? We say that. If I say Diana, do anybody know what Diana does?
That's Travis' wife. She manages their children.
All right, cool. See, Shamiko tapped in. Does anybody know what Rashida does?
Interior design.
I do.
You know, of course. Melissa, do anybody know what Melissa does?
Personal training.
Personal trainer.
Does anybody know what Mr. Artistic does? DJ. Do anybody know what he does? Right. Does anybody know what? Does anybody know what Jackie Douglas does?
Hair. She's the color diva.
Got you. So here's the key though. Not enough of us know. Like everybody should be jumping off of mute. And I keep saying to guys, it's a problem. So a lot of people keep asking, how do I get the most out of the membership? The first way of getting the most out of it is being active. Letting people know who you are, what you do. Don't just come in on Saturday when it's time to promote your business. Throughout the week, give us some gems, give us some tips. Let us know you are authority in your field. Guess what, guys? I go to the authority. I be talking to my daughter. She's like, yo, you want me to play? Can I teach you how to play basketball? She said, no, you're not a professional. Like, I don't want to go spend my money with somebody if I don't know they're a professional. So if you're not putting your craft out there, if you're not letting me know you're an expert, I'm not spending my dollars with you. So guys, start getting in here, letting people know who you are, what you do. Anybody know what Sid does?
Swimming.
Anyone else? Did anyone else know she does that?
She's a swim instructor.
Yes.
Why do you know it?
Yes.
And Sid not even the most vocal person, so why do you know it?
Because you are lessons to COGA.
Posted video of them taking private lessons.
Hold on. What is it? Say it.
People posted video of them taking her private lessons. Like I saw Chani taking her private lesson with Sid.
Got you. Good. Private lessons. So what am I saying, guys? I'm not trying to be hard on you guys, but I'm just saying, man, please start letting the world know who you are and what you do. A lot of us not getting the support we want. And it's not even just in the circle. I'm talking about in life, because we got gifts, we got goals, we got dreams, but we're not sharing them with people. So we're not sharing them with people. How can we help you? It's a lot of members in here who I can't even support because I don't know what you do. I never had a conversation with you. I've never seen you put a post up. I can't help what I don't know, right? So I can't help what I don't know. So please start letting me know who you are. Start letting me know what you do. Start letting me know what some of your interests are. Start letting me know what makes you happy. Like, I want to get to know you, and everyone in here wants to get to know you because we're a family that want to see each other grow. But if we don't know who you are and what you do, and the next thing I need you guys to start doing is ask for what you want. It is so simple, guys, when you just ask. Like, people like, yo, I don't know what to do. Ask. It's someone who knows the information that you're seeking. Every business that I go into, everything that I go into, I call someone up who already did it, and I ask, yo, can you give me the blueprint on this? Can you teach me how to do this? Before we build Circle of Greatness, I hit up my mentor, Kendall, like, yo, what do I need to know? He said, A, B, C, call was done in 15 minutes. The rest is history. I don't go in anything not asking, guys, so ask. YouTube University, Circle of Greatness, other programs, you ask. Like, ask for this information that's out here for us, and it's readily available. There is no better time than this year to make money online. There's no better time than this year to start a business. There's no better time than this year to start a side hustle. Like, the internet gives you everything you want. Google. You Google anything, it will tell you how to do it in under a day. You can learn how to do something. But if we're not doing it, there's nothing I can do, guys, because I be beating myself up like, yo, I feel like people not getting the most out of it. And I realize why they're not, because they're not applying themselves. I can't do it all. So that's my take for the night, guys. I hope you got something out of it. Your homework, I'm giving you your homework real quick. Y'all can write these homeworks now, and then I'm done for the night. I hope this call was valuable to you. I hope you can go out here and go make